Good morning. I want to see who gets on. It's too early to do the horoscope. I'm not going to do the horoscope this early. But I'm going to have a conversation pertaining to love and appreciation. I was last night on the phone with some of my girlfriends. And earlier I was talking to some male friends that I have. And it seems that everybody's having the same problem when it comes to love. When it comes to love. Everybody's having the same problem when it comes to love. I'm not here to talk about the horoscope. I'll do that later. I am having my cup of coffee, but I want to talk about love. What is love? What does love mean to you? Everybody has a different concept of what is love, but according to the Bible, love is supposed to be kind. Love is supposed to be patient. It cannot be envious. It cannot be boastful, arrogant, rude. It does not consist of loving someone on their own way or their own way, It is not irritable. It is not disrespectful, resentful. You're not happy. It does not make you happy if you do something wrong to another person. So I want to talk about love. Because love is not the same as when I was growing up, and I've seen it through generation to generation, and people need to get this right. If you want to stay in a relationship and you want to be happy, you need to appreciate that person. And what I mean about appreciation, it's that you recognize the good things they do for you. And I do not mean, oh, thank you, I appreciate what you did. No, think about this. Love. If your man is going to come see you and he has to drive 3 hours, don't you think it would be nice of you if you had him a nice home-cooked meal, so when he comes, he'll notice that you appreciate the long drive he did for you? As well as a woman. It's not that as soon as that man comes to see you, you want him to help you hang up a picture. Or if the woman comes to see you, you want her to help you with this and that household chores. No, that's calling a butler and a maid. That's not love. And also, to appreciate, I'm the type of person that if you do a favor to me or you do something for me and I appreciate what you did for me, not only would I thank you, but I will give you, I will buy you something, a little token. It doesn't have to be nothing expensive, but, people want to say, oh, I love you, I appreciate you, I love you, I appreciate you, but they don't do shit for you. That's not love, and that's not appreciation. I'm sorry. If you're having dinner with someone and he's cooking, then you set up the table. Don't set up the table only for you and not for him. That doesn't make sense. If you really appreciate the person, once in a while, if you know their favorite cake is vanilla, if you don't want to make it, buy him that. Or vice versa. If you know the woman likes flowers, bring her some flowers once in a while. But people now want to tell you, oh, I love you, I do love you, and I appreciate you. But they can see you that you need a freaking dollar for a bottle of water, and they won't even give it to you. Well, that's not love in my book. That's not love. That's not the way I was raised. That's not the way I raised my son. My son is 40 years old, and my son bends over backwards for his wife. It's not about happy life, happy wife. It's about happy spouse, happy house. Two people have to be in connection. It cannot be where the man does everything for the woman or the woman does everything for the man, and there's no gratitude. If everybody knows me. Everybody knows I love pens. I love mugs. I love anything. I love jewelry. I don't care if you go to the Dollar Tree and saw a bracelet and it costs you $1 and you thought about me and you decided to give it to me because you appreciate me. You love me. It's not about saying thank you, I love you. That's why so many women nowadays, they don't even want to get into a relationship. And it's really sad because love is supposed to be beautiful, but it's really sad that men's nowadays, they're only thinking about what they can do. They want a wife, but they don't want to marry her. Okay, they want a maid, because that's really what they want, someone to come, cook, clean their house, and take care of them. But what are you doing for her? Are you putting air in her tires? Are you filling up her gas tank? Are you doing anything for that woman to show you? Because let me tell you something, I think like a man. I was raised around 9 uncles, and my grandfather did everything for his wife, my grandmother. That's why they stood, married forever. I taught my son that you have to appreciate a woman for what she does for you. I taught him how to cook, clean, so he never has to get married because he needs a woman. He got married because he fell in love, because that's the difference. You have to teach your sons the way you expect them to treat a woman, because that's the way you expect them to treat you. I raised my son the way I wish I would have had a husband, okay? But I'm sorry, women, and I'm sorry, men. I'm not hitting one gender and not the other. I'm just saying, because last night I had a conversation, very deep conversation, with some of my girls. And all they were complaining is, we can't find a good man. And nowadays, these men think that, we have to cook for them, clean for them, do everything for them. They don't want to take us to the movies. They don't buy me flowers. They don't show me that that they appreciate me. And I remember when I was married, I used to go on trips. My husband used to do little things. I would open the door, and there he was with a bouquet of flowers, which is true. I know what you girls are talking about because I've been there. But, we just need to really look at this, because if a man or a woman is telling you they love you and they can't do a goddamn thing for you, then I think it's time for you to change the page. Because if you sit down with that person and you tell, I would like once in a while for you to surprise me and buy me my favorite drink, or, I like this perfume or this cologne. You think one day you can get it for me? But if you have to tell that person, hey, I wish you would buy me some flower once in a while, and they still haven't brought you flowers, then, there's no love there. I'm sorry. I am sorry. Basically what's going on here is that you giving out too much, and they're just taking, and they ain't giving you nothing. And, that's how I see it. It's sad that a lot of great women are, they want to stay single. They don't want to conquer love, because they say that men's are not what they used to. The same way men's tell me, women's are not the way they used to. They want you to do this for them, but they can't even cook you a hot meal. They can't even do nothing for you, which is true. But I think that we need to evaluate what is love. You have to love someone the way you expect to be loved. If you like to get gifts once in a while, then do the same thing. If you want the person to demonstrate to you how much they love you, if she cooks for you, then, don't complain if she wants to go, if in the weekend she doesn't want to cook. Don't complain if she's cooking for you all week. Don't complain if he, drove to see you and it was a long drive and he's tired and he just wants to sit, enjoy your company, but it's not to do honeydews the same way as women's with the men, If you can't appreciate what God has given you and what's in front of you and how loyal that person is to you and how much that person loves you, then please don't call that person that person is ungrateful. No, the person that is ungrateful here is you, because you're not meeting that person. If you go to the grocery store, why should, and I've heard about this and I've seen it, where the man buys the food that he wants to eat, and the girlfriend or the wife has to buy her own food. Well, that's not a relationship. Or the wife or the girlfriend, whatever you want to call her, wants, I don't know, let's just say she wants some type of juice, and that juice costs $4, and you don't want to buy it for her because you want to buy her something that is less. That's not love. Love is a sacrifice. The same way you sacrifice for your children, the same way she sacrificed, her career or whatever she sacrificed for you, the way he or she sacrificed the long drive, the way she or he sacrificed getting in the kitchen and cooking for you, that's love. Love is sacrifice. Love is not, I love you and I appreciate you, but there's no action behind those words. They're just a four-letter word saying, hey, I love you. But you know something? People need to step up to the plate, because it's going to be sad that a lot of people will be living this earth. They'll be dying lonely, and you can't blame no one but your actions. So, hey, that's all I had to say, because someone brought something to my attention last night, and it made perfectly sense. Like he said to me, love is a sacrifice, Maria, and you need to learn that people need to value, you know? He told me, I was in a relationship, they didn't value me, and I walked away. Yeah, he did. He did. This shit is funny. I think it was about 6 or 7 years. He was with this girl, and she kept complaining. Everything he did was no good, So he waited for Thanksgiving. He put the bird, he put everything in the oven, and she was supposed to have the whole family and friends come over. It's sad, but it's funny too. And she was complaining that day, and kept complaining, and she didn't know that he had packed his stuff. And he told her, hey, I'm going to the store. I got to get something, that I forgot for the meal. And he never came back. That's a hard lesson. But I guess that's what she needed to learn, so she can recognize that she had to appreciate him. So remember, love is showing that you love a person, not by words. And appreciation is the same way. Well, that's it. I'm going to finish my cup of coffee because I'm still in my pajamas. And I will see you later this evening. Ciao.